weather conditions are favorable, witnessing the coming of a new day at Lusu Mission is a refreshing experience. The natural colors bouncing off the peaceful water surface of the Zambezi River speak volumes about the presence of divine powers responsible for life and death on earth. The priest in charge at Lusu Mission, Father Boris Dabo, enjoys reading the Bible as he takes his early morning walks by the riverbanks. Father Dabo is in the land of the Lusu people on a mission to preach the word of God the Catholic way. The owners of the land have welcomed Father Dabo in the same way they have accepted Christianity. The Lusu people of Baroseland in the western province of Zambia were originally known as the Alui. They settled in the Zambezi Basin in the beginning of the 17th century, long before the birth of Zambia, a country with Christianity as the major religion. The Lusu people migrated from the Luba-Lunda Empire in the present-day Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Before the introduction of Christianity to Baroseland, the Lusu people had their own religious beliefs. The ancient Lusu people believed that the sun symbolized a great god whom they called Nyambe. The Lusu people of the past attributed creation to Nyambe, who was an all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-seeing spring being. According to legend, Nyambe resided in the floodplain of the Zambezi River until one day the god of the Lusu people created many wives for himself. The traditional religious story among the Lusu people says that one of Nyambe's wives was Mwambwa, a divine woman who gave birth to a daughter named Mbuyu, who was partly spiritual and partly human. Mbuyu gave birth to a human baby, and eventually the humans became the subjects of the divine family which formed the Lusu monarch, with a Litunga as king. The Lusus worshipped Nyambe, though they also painfully had to find time and energy to appease evil spirits whose existence they believed. The religions of the Lusu people gave way to Christianity. Christianity did not come smoothly to the land of the Lusu people, as the owners of the soil were suspicious of the missionaries who brought the Holy Bible to them. One of the earliest missionaries to reach Baroseland is little known in a number of books on the history of Africa. The missionary was Louis de Velta, a Belgian who was born in 1841. He came to Baroseland in 1883 and never went out of the Lusu Empire because the Zambezi River claimed his life. That was when Southern Africa was still a virgin region, with the Zambezi River free of bridges like the one at Katima Mulilo in Sesheke district of Zambia. Back in 1883, when the Belgian clergyman came to Sesheke, he was on his way to Lealui to see the Litunga to get permission for him to preach among the Lusu people when his canoe capsized at the Lusu Rapids. 150 years after his death, the Catholic Church decided to start a mission at Lusu in memory of Father Diveuda.
Peter, I'm sure you will never forget this house, because for us at the mission it has a historic but also a sentimental value, isn't it? Because this was the first house that was built at the mission. Huh?
Yeah, yes.
And it provided accommodation for me for about a year, as I was coming to see you, Peter, and the rest, and to see how you are doing and progressing. Meanwhile, your tent was just right near here. Mm-hmm. And the huts of other team members were also up there. Yeah. Now this house the way it is, we just leave it as it is, isn't it?
I suppose so. You
Yeah.
know one thing, when you first brought me here,
Yeah.
and then I came to see this house, it's where I was staying.
It was a luxury
Then
house.
I
at that time.
realized your inspiration for this place. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
motivated me as well to say, I think together we can make a difference
Oh,
here.
yeah.
The man who established the Lusu mission is Father Boris Dabo, who came to Zambia from Croatia in 1975. Every time the priest looks at the Lusu rapids, he imagines how Father de Velde, the Jesuit from Belgium, died in a foreign land for the sake of the Catholic faith.
Oh, that must have been something very, very, very terrible. In April 1883, when this river is quite high and fast, the convoy of the missionaries was traveling from Sesheke up to Mongu Lealui. There were no roads at that time, and in their enthusiasm to start preaching the gospel, they overlooked the danger of the river. If they perhaps waited for maybe a few months until the river went down, maybe they would have succeeded. But their canoe was caught just here in those rapids. The first canoe has passed, the other one was caught in the whirlpool, and the paddlers, when they saw the danger, they jumped out on the rock. Now, Brother Louis also tried to do the same. Perhaps he was not a good swimmer, or any other reason, or he didn't manage to reach the rock. He went down. His head appeared once again and disappeared again forever. Meanwhile, the load was intact. It was floating down the river. It's only the hut of the missionary was found and nothing else. Well, that was a story which tells you about the courage and dedication of those people, and that story motivates even today. It's alive.